other than my bed. Right now, I think I love going to Vinny Bay. I really enjoy the drive to Vinny Bay. Yeah, I used to think it was someplace else, but since moving here, I like going to Vinny Bay. There's a restaurant there, and I eat lunch, and it's overlooking the water and the fishing boats, and the food is always yummy, so yummy. Yes?
What country would you like to visit in Vietnam? What country would you like to visit in Vietnam?
In the world.
What country would I like to visit in Vietnam?
In the world.
What is wrong with that? What country in the world? Yeah. Yes, I get it now. There's still many countries that I want to visit, but I think the next one that I want to visit, right now it's between New Zealand and Switzerland. I'm seeing pictures of New Zealand, and the country is beautiful. There's a lot of wildlife and nature, and it looks very similar to Canada. But also, Switzerland has incredible natural beauty with the mountains, and it has many waterfalls. And I love going and visiting waterfalls. So yes. A place in the world or a place in Vietnam? Vietnam. What else? I want to go to Sapa. I want to go on a motorbike ride, and I want to take a motorbike and drive it all the way through Vietnam and back. Yeah. And right now, we're looking to try and get our big Honda from Canada, put it on an airplane, and bring it here. Because it's a 500 Honda, and it's an adventure bike, and it's big enough to drive across from the north end of Vietnam down here. Good. Yes? Summer holiday, Mr. Dan and Mrs. Kathy. First, we're going to Bangkok when school is out here. Miss Kathy wants to have a couple-week holiday there. Then we're going back to Toronto, Canada, and then we will be back here before school starts. Yes?
Right in the Canada.
Oh, I better get up a little bit here.
Right in the Canada.
I live in a condominium in Toronto, Canada. So that's sort of in the middle of Canada, in the province of Ontario. What do I think of Vietnam? What do you think I think of Vietnam? One thumb or two thumbs? You're darn right. I think Vietnam is great because I could teach in many countries. My certification allows me to teach in any other country in the world, but Mrs. Kathy and I, we picked Vietnam. Yes. Our country is very beautiful. We have huge mountains. We have snow, all kinds of snow to the north. Our country has the most natural freshwater lakes in the world. We have all kinds of forests, but we also have sea or oceans on both sides. And we're just on top of the United States. So yeah, and our country is huge. Sort of like the belly, and you guys are skinny and tall. Yes. The weather today, well, I wouldn't be sweating if I was in Canada. That's right now, it's 6 degrees in Toronto. And right now, what do we got in Van Rang? That's probably why I'm sweating here. 30 degrees. So that's why Mr. Dan is sweating in your classroom. You got a fan going and 2 air conditioners. Yes? I don't have much free time, but when I do, I like to visit with the local Vietnamese people that I make friends with. I like to go to milk tea shops now, and I like to go to the market and practice a little bit of Vietnamese with the ladies. And yeah, I like to learn about your culture. Yes?
How long have you become an English teacher?
I have been an English teacher for about 4 years. I took my training in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Yes.
Where did you go last summer holiday?
Last summer holiday, I stayed in Toronto. But the last holiday I went on was in the fall. We went to Thailand for a month. Yeah. Good. At the back.
Which art is about
What's that?
which art is popular? Like in your country, like in your country.
Okay, he's asking which is more exciting, is living in the country or living in the city, right? I am a country boy, just like you, every one of you. I grew up in a smaller city. Now I live in a big city like Saigon or Ho Chi Minh. I do it because Mrs. Kathy comes from that big city. I don't really like it. I like living in the country. That's personally for me. But many people love the big city. I like living in Toronto because Miss Kathy's there, plus my daughter's there, plus it is closer to my parents in Niagara Falls, my son and my daughter. Yeah, good. Yes?
What would you like to eat?
What would I like to eat? What would you like to eat? What do you like to eat? Oh my God, pizza is my favorite. Yes, I'm waiting for a pizza cutter, and last weekend I went to Nha Trang and I got special mozzarella cheese and special pepperoni for pizzas. So this week I think I am going to make pizza. Yeah, and it's homemade pizza. I love pizza too. Yes.
Which one is
Again, if I really have free time, but when I do, I like to plan, just like Labor Day that's coming up, I'm planning a motorbike ride to Vinny Bay with some friends from out of town, and then also a couple of young students. Yes?
What is your favorite
What is my favorite drink? Coconut coffee, like I said. I also just picked up real lemonades that were imported. I just found them the other day. So I told Kathy that I am going to make homemade lemonade. You guys call the green limes lemons, but those are actually limes. And in Canada, we have the big yellow lemons like your teacher's shirt, and we make yummy lemonade out of it. So maybe tonight I'm going to go home and squeeze those lemons to make lemonade. Yes? I'm not a great fan of milk tea. I will drink it. In Canada, we have an Asian supermarket near us that has milk tea. I never buy it. But here, the coconut coffee. And I like the smoothies with yogurt. Blueberry, kiwi, strawberry today I had. Yeah. Good questions, everybody. Yes?
How often do you go swimming?
I don't go swimming as often as I want because I find the water here at the sea is pretty dirty with garbage, and that kind of grosses me out. But that's why another reason I like to go to Vinny Bay is because the water is not as polluted. Yes?
How long have you been power holding?
How long I come up? No. How long was I a police officer? I was a police officer for 34 years. I joined Toronto Police when I was 17, and I stayed with them until I was 29. Then I joined the Ontario Provincial Police. That is like your province's police. And I worked until I was 50. So 34 years I was a police officer. And for 15 years, I was a supervisor. Or actually, I was a detective. I did not work in uniform. You did not know that I was a police officer. Same as you do not know, not too many people know me as a teacher. So, most people in the last years did not know that I was a policeman. Because I did stuff that Most people didn't know. Yes. Is that a hand up or no? No? Well's gone dry? I like what's here? Living here? Oh, I do. I do. The only thing I don't like is I wasn't thinking, or Mrs. Kathy and I weren't thinking, and the sun hits our house all day long. So our house is extremely hot except at night. So next place that we rent, we will make sure the sun doesn't shine in the front for most of the day. We'll get it to shine in the back. Yeah. Now we got one.
Do you like to chat with us?
Do I like to? I love coming to any class that Miss Nya is teaching. Because I will say without a doubt, Miss Nya is an incredibly good teacher. And if you are very lucky to have her as your teacher. And even more, the classes that I compare, the spoken English in her class, the students' level is higher. And that's not putting other teachers down, but every teacher has a way, right? Yes.
What do you do in the evening?
In the evening, I have a great big TV, 65-inch TV. I either open the patio doors to let the fresh air in, turn the fan on, or turn my air conditioner on. I have a nice new couch, and I sit and I watch TV. Yes? What did I do yesterday morning? Today's Saturday, yesterday morning I got up, I had coffee, and I went to teach. Yeah. Okay, I missed a bit of that because of the fan.
What do you like tomorrow?
Oh, here, it'll be the same as today. Hot. But tomorrow, I'm off, so I'll be in t-shirt and shorts, so I'll be happy. I won't be wearing long sleeve. Yeah. Unless you think that it's going to be... Is it going to rain here tomorrow?
No.
No, not in your dry season, right? Nice bike ride on the coastline. Yeah, I need to go for a bike ride. Yes.
Why do you like autumn?
Why do I like autumn? Like I said, because it is like the weather in Dalat. It is cooler, the air, and very fresh. And everything just outside looks beautiful. Because you have to picture if you have these yellows and these reds and these oranges on the leaves of the trees. And if the sun is shining a certain way on a pond or a lake, it reflects those beautiful colors on the water, and it is just gorgeous. It is like watching your sunset or your sunrise at the sea. It's just beautiful. The colors of the sun going down or coming up, shining on the water, is gorgeous, right? In the sky. Good. Again, do I like trains? Not really. I don't like trains because the train from Saigon to Phan Rang is very old and uncomfortable and hot. And it takes 6 hours to get here. So Mr. Dan works very hard. So when I have to go to Saigon, I now take a taxi to Nha Trang or Cam Ranh Airport and I fly to Saigon. Oh, I hate children. That's why I come here. No. I've had 2 of my own children, and in Canada, before we came here, we were foster parents, which means that Mrs. Kathy and I opened our house up to many children whose parents were not good. And the government brought them in to our house so they would have a loving family to look after them. And we volunteered, we got no pay, we did that for 12 years. So we sacrificed 12 years of our life to help other people's children. Yeah, I love children. That's why I'm here. Denny. Which football? Your football or my football? Okay, my football, you wear big equipment. You have a ball that is totally shaped differently, and like a sphere, and you throw it in the air. I used to play that football. I don't like it anymore. I used to play your football. I broke my leg and ankle. I don't play it anymore. Well, that's different because I have two totally different lives. So it's hard to compare because I'm like a baby here in Vietnam. Everything is new, right? But in Canada, I have all my family and the people I love, with the exception of Mrs. Kathy, who's with me here. So here, everything is new and exciting, but in Canada, I'm used to it, and people I love. So it's very relaxing, and I don't work 7 days a week. Every day is Sunday, it's a day off from school. Yeah, so it's different. It's a language. At the back. Do I like bear? Like eating it, or just the bear? In Canada, we have black bears, brown bears, and grizzly bears. I've ate bear before because you can hunt bear and kill it, and you take it to a butcher, and people eat bear, but it's pretty greasy. But no, bears out in the wild, they scare me. But they are also scared of humans. So it is very rare that you will see a bear. Okay, go. I like a dog. I had a dog for, Evie was I think 12 years, and she was a chocolate lab, and she was my best friend and my girlfriend. Yeah. So, good. Jenny.
What place would you like to go in the future?
In the future, Switzerland. Actually, the other country I have friends there now is the Philippines. And my wife, she likes to scuba dive, and she has not been on a scuba diving holiday. So I want to go to the islands of the Philippines so I can meet the local people, learn their culture, and so Mrs. Kathy can go scuba diving in the ocean. Yes.
What kind of thing you learn when you are old?
I missed the first part. What did I something learn? Repeat it, please.
What kind of cool food you learn when you are old?
What kind of cool
Kung fu.
kung fu? You want to? What would I like to drink? Just before I came here, I had a yummy yogurt drink, but I love kiwi yogurt, but I have a real fancy for coconut coffee. Yeah, I like a nice cool coconut coffee, very refreshing. Yeah, good. How often do I teach? I teach 7 days a week. I don't actually have any days off. I volunteer some. I work for not fun. I have to work 6 days a week, and then I work at iSchool, and then I do some private lessons. Yes. Hand up again.
Do you like weather in Vietnam?
Well, right now I'm sweating. No, I don't. If I wasn't wearing long sleeve shirts, I would not be sweating. And I generally will wear what he's wearing because now he's comfortable, shorts and a t-shirt. Jenny sees me at home once in a blue moon, and when she visits, she sees me casual and I'm not sweating. Yes. In the morning, I wake up, I have my coffee, and I get ready to go and teach because I teach little kiddies, 4 and 5 year olds. Yes. Last weekend, Saturday, I rented a private car and I went to Nha Trang with Kathy, and we went food shopping for stuff for pizza. And we went to 4-piece pizza and had pizza and spaghetti and more pizza and different cheeses. Yeah, it was a special day. Yes.
What kind of book do you like when you're small?
What kind of
A book where do you like when you're small?
what kind of book?
A book, a comic book.
Oh, what kind of comic book? I used to like to dream and there was a probably still is, and it's a comic book called Richie Rich, and his parents were really, really rich. And I always dreamed of what it would be like to be that rich. To anything you wanted, you could have. And he did. And Richie Rich was also a cartoon, I believe, and they also made it into a movie. So if you wanted to see it, you could probably Google it or on YouTube or something, or search it on YouTube. You could probably find it. But the comics, I like that. Yes? I love a peacock, the male peacock, because the male birds have the brighter colors. But in Canada we have peacocks. And when I went down to the Caribbean a few years ago, they had peacocks there, and they eat salad. Peacocks eat salad. They were walking all around us. And at nighttime, they fly on top of the roof to protect themselves. Yeah, cool. Jenny?
What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I worked in the morning. I came home, relaxed a bit. I worked on the computer. I went to Look Dawn School and I taught an IELTS lesson because I worked there too. Then I came home. I went out with my wife and another Vietnamese teacher, and we went to the seafood buffet place behind the museum. Very yummy, yum, yum, yum. And then after that, I went back home, relaxed for a bit. Then we went to a milk tea shop, and we visited with 2 Vietnamese English teachers and had a nice conversation outside. Good.